right there with the face coat.
Hey, I've gone to school, and I graduated degree in communications. Doing a lot of voice stuff, mostly radio stuff. I volunteer at a radio station. I have a demo. I can do all sorts of voices, dialects, and...
Are you going to end this with, now what? I've done everything you assholes have told me. Now what?
No, I mean, I just want to know how to get representation. I don't have an agent yet. Trying to do different things. Looking for work. It's pretty rough out there right now. Just so
don't bring the room down. Come on. Come on, we were laughing and shit. Come on.
You gotta be real.
If you say the word economy, I'm going to go over there and strangle you myself.
Don't sweat the agent right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Get a website.
Okay.
Make sure that you're easily accessible, and then check out Voice 123.
Right.
And I mean, I've actually over the years had a lot of success on Craigslist. I've had a lot of really legitimate, fun, awesome, long-lasting jobs that have come off of Craigslist. I mean, on one I got to sing with Roger Daltrey.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah.
Nice.
We were doing a series of kids videos, and he was the anchor star on these, and it was him and me and another woman, and we all sang. It was badass.
Who were my favorite band?
I'm totally checking Craigslist when we get out of here, because
Yeah.
All right, question.
Thank you.
Keep going. You're welcome. Purple, right there.
Do you ever hear your voices in surprising places, like remixed into songs, and what do you do? What do you
It totally surprises you, and it's just like, hey, my voice just came out of my ass. How the fuck did that? It just comes out of places.
there's an app for that.
I'll answer that one because it seems like every other day there's another video on YouTube of somebody's song with a dupe line put into it somewhere. So that happens all the time.
Don't say secret jokes, man. Come on, loud.
Yeah,
Share with the rest of the class, man.
Oh yeah, that's a classic. You guys familiar with the ventriloquism harassment? Okay, some douche gets on a soundboard and gets onto a vent server, and this woman who's running the vent server gets really pissed off because the guy keeps going, "I've got balls of steel, balls of steel, balls of steel," and this woman is going berserk, going, "Get off my venter! I'll have you bent. I'll rip off your and stick it up your and the Joker just keeps hitting the button. Balls, 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 balls. It's a classic.
I think that deserves applause, man. That was pretty fucking good. Duke. All right, questions? Anybody in the back? Anybody? I'm just trying to not miss anybody. Right there, the way.
You guys have done, like, obviously a lot of different characters. Were there any lines that you were so excited to do that you couldn't wait to do? You practiced over and over just because you love that line?
It wasn't practicing, but I always wanted to do a death scream, like in fighting games. So I was really excited when I got to do my first couple of death screams, and then I realized how painful it was.
Funny, those are the ones I hate the most.
Really?
But fortunately, they always save all of the expletives, efforts, and death screams until the end of the session because you lose your voice when you do them.
Yeah.
Any Gears of War players in the room? I'm just curious. Have you guys heard Dom on Fire? There's a really quick story about that, and it's just funny. It's something that I didn't look forward to, but now I love hearing in the game. Is they said, when we're doing the efforts and the exertions, they're like, you're killing somebody, you're getting killed, you're getting punched, you're getting shot, but then they're like, okay, Dom's on fire, and I'm like, on fire? And they're like, yeah, just scream like you're on fire. And I just couldn't think of what to do. And so I gave him this thing that clearly wasn't long enough. So now yeah, no. I'm gonna pull away from the mic. I'm a professional lady. But they looped the short little thing I gave him. So now in this game that's got all this great craftsmanship, if you use the blowtorch on Dom Santiago, he goes, ah, ah, I think it's pretty damn funny. Right there.
Which game was that specifically?
That is Gears of War 2. So blow to a flamethrower that guy, and you'll hear that.
I have a similar story about being electrocuted.
Excellent. Hit it.
They wanted the whole sound. And this was for a character who's supposed to be like really tough and bad. You know Moo from Blaze Blue? She's like, yeah. So if you listen to that sound, they got like maybe gaga, and they just went gaga, 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 and like sped it up and stuff. So that's not me. Well, it is, but I wasn't able to make that sound.
Now I just got this thing of Dom getting set on fire and her being electrocuted. That's awesome.
Okay, three things, all right. You were in Familiar Zero.
Uh-huh.
I love that series.
Yeah.
Which character were you?
Louise.
Louise? Very great.
Thank you.
And
Did you have a British accent for 2 seconds? Just I was like, I'm either having a stroke. He was like, all right, I want to ask you a question.
You smell burnt hair.
Yeah, it's Madonna.
Miss Fang over there.
Okay.
You're wonderful, I love you.
It'd be so awesome if he's like, Miss Thing over there, and I'm like,
Miss
yes.
Fang.
This is Sharon Osbourne now. Thank you, Sharon.
You're my favorite character in that game.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
And Duke, honestly, baby, we should do lunch. Can you give me a line from?
You're buying, right?
Yeah, of course. Duke Nukem Forever. I haven't played the game, but I saw a review of it with Angry Joe. And you talked to him, I believe. You met him once. He was like, I met Duke Nukem. And
Really?
in that line,
What's happening? Are you okay? I'm fucking worried.
It's aphasia.
in that one, you said, "Power armor's for pussies." Can you give me that line, please?
Power armor's for pussies.
Yeah. Absolutely, it's great.
So my personal favorite from the, and you can download for free from the App Store, the Duke Nukem Forever soundboard. Get that on your phone. My favorite line from that one is, I had eggs for breakfast, your mom had sausage.
And I was worrying about cursing. That was awesome.
Thank you very much.
No dirty words used in that line.
All I heard for like the last 5 minutes is like, all right, that's all that pussies. I'm like,
Yeah, all right.
Booze, Carlos. Booze.
Questions? Right there.
Did you ever drink before hearing your voices? Like just out of curiosity?
It's generally frowned upon.
But once you're a success, who cares, right?
They care.
Yeah, good luck enunciating clearly after you've had
It's
it.
a really great way to get fired.
Yeah, I have heard stories recently though about, I'm not going to say who it was, but he said that he had to do like some technical manual that just goes on for like 5-6 hours, and that they were like, okay, go ahead. And so he drank a little, and he said that the session went a lot smoother. He kept his sanity, but it's generally frowned upon.
And a lot of sessions start at 9 in the morning, so if you're drinking then, it's a problem.
You've got issues, big issues.
Cheers.
Well, here it's different or whatever.
It's lucky then that I don't drink very much.
still going. All right.
You mentioned that a lot of sessions start at 9 o'clock. If you like have a full-time job, how do you get around doing that on the side without, you know?
Voice
Voiceover's
acting
not a
is
side
our
job.
full-time job.
So you basically have to commit? I mean,
Well,
Oh, yeah.
and it's really hard, and I tried to tell you, but I just don't like 9-to-5 jobs, so I.
Hooray for that.
paid, right?
I had one for a month, and I had to quit. This was last month.
It takes a lot of commitments, time, energy, effort, and if you're really serious about it, of course, it doesn't mean that you can't do something else. You just have to find a way to make the time frames work, because if you are start working, they say, we need you there at 9, we need you there at 1, we need you there at 4, they're not going to care that you've got something else going on.
So the keywords are commitment and flexibility, is that right?
Let's throw another word in there.
You have a cheerleader.
You gotta have that too. All right.
Give me some. Yeah. I'll show you I got that talent. Cause I got it, baby!
You wait. Keep going.
Okay.
Hold on.
Let's see.
Sorry, Link. I can't give credits. Come back when you're a little, richer.
I'm so sorry Chris is missing this.
Remember what we said about not drinking in the morning? Shouldn't do that.
I never drink.
Yeah, meth doesn't work either.
Maybe you should start.
Maybe you forgot your meds. Okay.
Question right there. Meth.
I'm wondering what the experience is like as you're recording, or as you're behind whatever.
In the booth.
Yes. What is it like?
Dark and air conditioned.
All right.
It's often very lonely. I don't know about you guys, I almost never read with other people. And it's a little disconcerting when you're reading for a game. In Final Fantasy, there's 6 playable characters. And there's a lot of dialogue, and it goes on for days and days and days. And sometimes, you know, you're in very intense or emotional scenes, and there's nobody there. So it's a little, you know, you've got the engineer, you've got the director, so it's not entirely strange, but you start to develop a relationship with these unseen people. But when you do read with them, it's great. Celebrity Deathmatch was 7 people in a row, and it took us a little longer because, you know, like the wisecracking didn't stop, but most of the time.
Right there.
I'd like to go back around about that same question. Then there is obviously a psychological component to doing the job and being in the booth. Because whereas you may practice or read the sides someplace else in your home with the lights on, in fact, when you get to the job, you're most likely going to be on your own in a booth.
Totally, exactly.
And you really have to be able to concentrate and focus on what you're doing right there under very strange conditions. So the psychological component.
Yeah, no, and in fact, I was chiming in with what Rachel said, is that from my psychologized part, is that the alone part's okay, but the way that the whole process is a little strange. You're by yourself in the booth, and then there's this pane of glass, and depending on how many people are on the other side of the glass, even if it's just the director running the session or you're on a patch, you'll bust your ass. You'll do your gig. You'll work really hard at what you know, doing what you love to do and all that. And the feedback is still through your headset or on talkback, and you know, you're like busting your ass, and then the response, you're like, you're quiet, and you're like, is that good? And then they'll be like,
Yeah,
and then they
that's
push
what
a button and go,
the finger.
it was fine. And it's really like that. Or you're on a patch with somebody in another part of the world or another part of the country, and dead silence, and then on a headset, somebody in Illinois goes, could you do it again? Like, that's it. That's the feedback. And it can be a little disconcerting, and there is a psychological component to it, for sure, for sure. Okay, let's take another question that isn't so sad. And then in the back over there.
Do you ever find yourself becoming the characters, your voice, like their mannerisms or their behavior?
John, I think you should take this, John.
I don't know what you're talking about. What about you guys? No, I don't find myself becoming the character. I'm not Duke. I'm nothing like Duke. I'm a dad. I have kids at home. I only party like Duke when I come to these cons. And these guys get me drinking all night.
Only when I'm around my Australian cousins, and then it's on.
Questions?
What's your favorite drink?
Vodka Red Bull.
Bacardi Coke. Lots of Bacardi and Coke.
Chris?
Come on. Hit it, Chris. Vodka tonic.
Iced tea lattes.
That's why Cristina did not have a hangover. But she did party with us just the same.
Drugs.